4 female pilots leaving their ship, Pistol Packin' Mama, at the 4-engine school at Lockbourne AAF. They are members of a group of women Air Force service pilots who have been trained to ferry the B-17 Flying Fortresses. World War II, 1944. Till, a B-17 gunner put out an ammunition fire during a battle by urinating on it, later earning a Medal of Honor. Smith manning a machine gun. Staff Sergeant Maynard Smith of the 306th Bombardment Group, is presented with the Medal of Honor by Secretary of War Henry L. Stimson in front of a B-17 Flying Fortress at Thursdale Airfield, USAF Station 111, England. Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress over the Golden Gate Bridge. Photos of a bomb tearing through the tail of a B-17. The Donna May 2 about to have its left stabilizer struck by a 1,000-pound bomb from another B-17 over Berlin. May 19, 1944. B-17 bombers encounter heavy flak fire over Merseburg, Germany. C. 1944. Color footage of American B-17 Flying Fortress bombers under attack by German Messerschmitt Bf-109 fighter aircraft, 1943.
I see 'em. I'm on 'em. Come on, use 'em. There's 4 of them, 1 o'clock high.
They're coming around. Watch it.
Two fighters, 6 o'clock up, coming in, diving out, Chief.
B-17 in trouble out at 2 o'clock, watching.
Got an engine on fire.
There's 2 more diving through the 94th.
3 planes, 9 o'clock, coming around. Keep your eye on them, boys.
I see 'em.
2 at 2 o'clock. Watch them, Scotty.
I got my sights on 'em.
Check that B-17, Chuck, 3 o'clock. Motor smoking. Fighters, 10 o'clock.
Watch those 2 at 12, Ben. They're coming in.
They're coming in, Scotty.
Get that ball turret on 'em.
They're breaking 11, breaking 11.
I got 'em. Watch that fighter coming in at 3 o'clock.
He's coming in on a half roll. Pull her up, Chief, pull her up.
B-17 out of control at 3 o'clock. Keep your eye on 'em, Bill.
See any parachutes, Quinlan? Come on, you guys, get out of that plane. Bail out.
There's one. He come out of the bomb bay.
Yeah, I see 'em.
Boeing B-17 of the 483rd Bomb Group brought down by flak over NIS, Yugoslavia, present-day Serbia, April 1944. There were no survivors. Image is superimposed over present-day mapping. Beautiful Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. A doomed Boeing B-17. Cockpit of a B-17. The biggest bombing raid of World War II, 1,000 bombers sent to destroy Berlin. A rare color photograph from inside the cockpit of a B-17 bombardier as it heads for Germany during World War II, sometime in the 1940s. B-17 nighttime engine test run. B-17 Flying Fortress going into C-5 cargo plane. American B-17 bomber near island of Vis, Croatia. Eighth Air Force gunner and his B-17 workplace. Formation of B-17 Flying Fortresses under fire. P-51S in formation filmed from B-17 tail gunner position. Project Cold Feet, a 1962 operation where two CIA operatives were airdropped onto an abandoned Soviet research station on an ice floe, retrieved information on advanced submarine detection systems, and were extracted via the Fulton Skyhook recovery system to a modified B-17. American B-17 shot down during bombing raid. B-17s and fighter escorts paint the skies over Europe. An 8th Air Force B-17 warplane flying over Marienburg, Germany, 1943. Colorization by Mario Unger. Flak 37 anti-aircraft gun boasting 12 kills. The crew credits themselves with downing Lancasters, Vickers Wellingtons, and B-17s. Unknown B-17 crewman, World War II. Ridiculously amazing sunset picture of the Lone Star Flight Museum's B-17. World War II B-17 bomber under construction, Seattle, Washington, December 1942. B-17 crew in England in 1944. ITAP of a guy taking a selfie in the nose of B-17. Boeing Model 299Z, the 5-motor B-17. B-17 damaged by an anti-aircraft shell makes it home. Memphis Belle now. The crew of the B-17 Flying Fortress Memphis Belle stand for a photograph on June 7 in 1943 at an air base in England after completing 25 missions over enemy territory. How to bail out of B-17. B-17 Bombardier Station. The Memphis Belle, arguably the most famous B-17 of the war, has been unveiled following restoration at the National U.S. Air Force Museum in Dayton. 6 B-17 bombers fly over the skies during a flight drill in 1943. B-17 engine, Wright R-1820 Cyclone. B-17 Flying Fortresses of the 34th Bomb Group fly in formation over the ground and air crew make adjustments to their B-17 prior to mission, England, 1943. B-17G Hang the Expense 3 pictured after being hit by flak over Frankfurt on January 24, 1944. The explosion blew the tail gunner, S/SGT Roy Urich, out of the B-17. He survived, unhurt. Other crews recall seeing him falling through formations of B-17s still sitting on his seat, holding the handles of his twin .50 cal machine guns. View from the ball turret of a B-17 with open bomb bay doors during the bombing of the LaUna synthetic oil plant on December 21, 1944. Two Boeing Beauties, B-17 Flying Fortress and B-52 Strato Fortress. USAF B-17 after a mid-air collision with an FW-190. Japanese carrier Hiryu swerves to avoid bombs dropped by B-17s during the Battle of Midway, June 4, 1942. Giving them the appearance of monsters from Mars, the vapor trails left by these B-17 flying fortresses of the U.S. Army 8th AF leave their marls in the substratosphere. Record day for B-17 production. 16 built in a 24-hour period on April 30, 1944, Boeing Historical Archives. Part of a 1,000-ship B-17 Flying Fortress bomber stream, CA 1942-45. B-17, pathway between the radio room and the cockpit. The bomb bay of the B-17 is located in between the cockpit and the radio room, probably due to center of gravity reasons when it was fully loaded. Since it's smacked in between these two critical areas, there is a bridge that allowed the crew members to move from the rear of the plane to the front. A group of redirected B-17 bombers from the 398th Air Expeditionary Group on a mission over Munich in April 1945. Colorization by Nathan Howland. Sally B, the only airworthy B-17 in Europe. RAF Alconbury, Cambridgeshire. A 500-pound bomb detonated while being loaded onto a B-17, setting off the other bombs on the aircraft. 19 were killed and 21 injured. May 27, 1943. Aluminum overcast, B-17. Inside a B-17 ball turret. B-17 Flying Fortress bomber and B-29 Super Fortress bomber in flight together during a test conducted by Boeing, circa late 1944. A captured Japanese B-17. B-17 with inline engines. Rows of American B-17 bombers, some brand new, awaiting their fate at Kingman Army Airfield, Arizona, 1946. The bomber. B-17 gas station, my hometown of Milwaukee, Oregon, the 1960s. Boeing XB-17, Model 299. Boeing B-17E in flight. Boeing XB-17 Model 299 after crash, 30. October 1935. Boeing Y-1 B-17 during flight, 1937. Formation of planes B-17G Flying Fortress above Hungary, 1944. B-17F formation over Schweinfurt, Germany, August 17, 1943. Boeing built B-17FS, with the Clearview two-piece plexiglass bombardier's nose. B-17G nose detail. Post-war SB-17G 95 DLAF SIR. No 44 to 83,722 assigned to the 2nd ERS as a search and rescue aircraft, beside a Stinson L5. B-17 Flying Fortresses from the 398th Bombardment Group flying a bombing mission to Neumünster, Germany, on April 13, 1945. B-17 CAAFS/N40-2074 at Hickam Field, an onboard fire burned the aircraft in two shortly after landing on December 7, 1941. One crewman was killed by a Zero Attack 110. B-17 EBO AAFS/N41-9211 Typhoon Makgoon 2 of the 11th BG/98th BS, taken in January 1943 in New Caledonia. The antennae mounted upon the nose were used for radar tracking surface vessels. The U.S. Coast Guard PB-1G carried a droppable lifeboat. Franz Stigler escorts Ye Old Pub back to base. Greatest story of WW2.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Support the channel so I can bring you more content. Thank you again.